Beautiful as always.
Oh, thank you. Hi.
Welcome back.
Yes, it's good to be back. This is my mom's favorite show, so she's watching. Hi, Mom.
Good.
You were here several years ago at this point, right?
Was that several years ago?
I think it
Time
was.
flies.
Yeah.
This goes too
And a lot's
fast.
happened in your life since you were last here. You've had some rocky
Yeah.
relationships, but this summer you made
Oh, what else is new?
a number of headlines.
It's not like it's my first mistake.
But you know, you're open about it, which is why we love you. You had a messy breakup with a French soccer star.
Oh, boy.
You say
We don't want to give him any attention. That's what he wanted.
Well, you accused him of physical abuse and leading a double life, which he has denied.
Of course.
What do you want people to know, and how are you doing now?
Well, just to trust your instincts, you know. That's what I've learned in the whole thing, is that I knew all along. And, you know, and especially not to give it any attention. But the issue is important, because I think many women go through this. And
what happened?
It's just horrible. Just, I don't know, it was, I mean, I loved being in France. That was the good part. I learned a little French. And now I'm home. I'm back in Vancouver Island, which is my home. That's why the world is round, right? We always end up where we come from. And it's nice to be able to be in Ladysmith and be in the position I'm in and bring some resources back to my hometown. So it's really exciting, because I was that girl. You know, I watched this crazy documentary last night on, you know, Hot Girls Wanted on Netflix. You know, I was that girl. I was that girl that wanted to get out of that small town, and, you know, and Playboy found me, and I had this incredible career, and somehow I traveled around the world and got home in one piece.
Yeah.
You know, without going to the extreme of what some of those girls had to go through. But it was really moving and really touching to think about that.
So is there anything you want to share about what you went through, or sitting here today and...
I'm a woman, so I mean, we all go through such wild
We
things.
do. Yeah.
We do.
We do.
And I just think that's why I love the show too, because I think we really have to, us women have to get together and fix some of these problems. Like there's so many issues that need to be discussed, and you know, just the human condition, our natural way of living. I really blame the Republican Party for most of the issues that we're facing when it comes to climate change, climate deniers, and nuclear war, the threat of nuclear war. So,
and you've been such an activist, let me ask you this: you have a relationship with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, and you
I know how to pick them.
You really do.
Well, you visited him several times while he was at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. You brought him vegan food. The last time you saw him was in May at the high-security British prison, where he's now serving an 11-month sentence and still facing possible extradition to the U.S.
Right.
How is he doing?
Well, not so good. His health has really deteriorated. He's lost about 30 pounds, I think, since I saw him, and he was very thin at that point. He was wearing 2 pairs of sweatpants, trying to be, you know, strong and look good to me, because he always feels like people won't fight for people if they're not resilient, and he is the most resilient person I've ever met. And everything that's happened to him, he told me was going to happen, so there was no surprises. But it is devastating that people have fallen for this smear campaign, especially in America. I almost feel like an outsider looking in, looking at how America has embraced all these, its propaganda. It's really frustrating, but I just hope that he doesn't get extradited. I don't think he'll make it. I think I don't think you're protected in prison. Look at Epstein. I think there's a lot of danger surrounding his life.
Well, let me ask you, I mean, how did you meet him? Was it political? Was it romantic?
I know, that's funny.
Yeah.
Why me? I know. Well, you know, actually, he's really incredible how he just loves to look at people and see different ways of thinking. He was always asking me questions. How do you see the world? What do you think we should do? What can you bring to the table? What is your passion? He was always very passionate and very encouraging of my activism. And I never felt different than anybody else in the room. And there were lawyers and, you know, the Noam Chomskys and the John Pilgers and the people. I never felt any less than anybody else. So he really inspired me a lot. And
as an activist?
As an activist, and that's why I met him. I wanted to know how to be a more effective activist. And I write a lot of blogs and poetry on my website, and I put his name in one of them, and the first thing he asked me is like, why did you write about me? How does he know? He knows everything. He knows everything that anytime anyone mentions him.
He's
not stupid. Yeah. No, he know that. He's actually an interesting guy. I mean, he's obviously ruffled the feathers of some very powerful people, and powerful people want to keep him quiet.